Good afternoon. Hope you are doing well on this beautiful sunny Friday. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's warm, and we're supposed to have some good weather over the next couple of days too, so I'm excited. But I want to thank you for tuning in to the show today. You are listening to The Financial Chick Show, and I'm the Financial Chick. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm located in Medford. I'm here live every Friday at 5:30 p.m. on LI News Radio. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. Please check out our website at financialchickshow.com to learn more about me and my firm. We're also on Facebook at Diversified Financial Solutions, so like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So today, I'm delighted to have some guests in the studio with me. They're from the Bristal Assisted Living communities. I have Caroppoli, who is the Senior Executive Director at the Bristal at Mount Sinai. And I also have Jen Rubino, who's the Director of Community Relations at the Bristal at Mount Sinai also.
Yes.
So I'm excited to have you ladies here.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for having us.
No problem at all. Well, this is just like a perfect marriage, actually. Being a financial advisor, I meet with clients so many times that either themselves or parents have a situation where they're no longer able to live at home and they need to do something. And a lot of times people don't know where to go. You know, they're confused about the options. So we're hoping to dispel a lot of the myths, perhaps, and give them opportunities and options to do things for their future. But if you want to start, if you want to tell a little bit of the audience about yourselves.
Sure. I am Jen Rubino, Director of Community Relations with the Bristal at Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai is a 4-year-old community. It is the youngest Bristal community of the 26 in total. We are the newest in Suffolk County, and I have been with that property for almost 3 years now, and with the Bristal organization for 7 years now.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
And my name is Caroppoli. I'm a Senior Executive Director for the Bristal at Mount Sinai. I have been with the Bristal for about 13 years now, and I've been in 4 different Bristals. Mount Sinai is one of my favorites that I've been in. It is a great place to be. The building itself is beautiful, and we actually have a really nice building, a really good time out there. So. Yeah,
that's great.
Nice.
Awesome. So I guess let's get started. So I guess if a person is wondering, like, how do you know when it's time for assisted living? Like, what are some of the signs or the indications that people should start talking to the two of you?
Yeah. I think there's so many different signs and signals. And my best advice that I love to give families is try to come proactively. Do this research when you're not in a crisis mode. Too many people do come to us in crisis mode where their loved one is pending discharge from a hospital or pending discharge from a rehab, and they have a couple of days left before they have to leave that place, and they can't go home and be safe at home. So be proactive, and when you're not thinking about it, this is time to think about it, ironically.
And there's so many options for assisted living. There are different licensing that we all have. So in order to educate yourself is to be proactive and get out there and just talk to those of us that have been doing this for a while. And even if it's not maybe a Bristal, just keep learning about what the different licenses are and how they can best manage whatever situation you might be in, because unfortunately, when you're in that crisis, the hospital, the subacute rehab, those places, they don't give you a lot of time.
Right.
And so to really learn about everything you can before you need it, and build those relationships in the community is really valuable.
Yeah, that is so true. It's like with everything, right? When you need it, it's like the rush. When you don't need it, you don't think about it. But, as far as myself as a planner, it's all about planning. And that's the most important thing. And we get more people in that mindset where, again, you don't want to knee-jerk something where you just go to somewhere where you just go because you have to. You want to have a good idea of where you're at and where you're going to be comfortable and where your family member is going to be safe, right? And in a good place.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But, well, I guess one of the big questions that a lot of people have is, how is assisted living different from a nursing home? Because, we hear the word nursing home, and of course, everybody's like, oh my God, like I never want to be in a nursing home. And that's what they say. But the Bristol is very different. And why would that be?
I think really when you talk about assisted living, it's just that, it's assistance. Mm-hmm. When you talk about a nursing home, you're talking more of medical skilled needs. And even with that being said, assisted living has come so far. Like those of us that have been in the industry for over 20 years, we've seen the changes happen where we are now able to do so much more skilled, and when I say skilled, just different types of care than we were ever allowed to before. So it allows our residents to age in place. When you talk about a nursing home, it's where you really do have those skilled true nursing needs. Doesn't mean we don't have nurses in assisted living. It just means it's not that skilled of a need. And so that's really the difference. But everyone comes to assisted living, whether it's for social, whether it's for short term, because I can't go home yet, and we're just a step down from that subacute. Bristol has this great program called Trusted Transitions, where it is used for that. Mm-hmm. Just to get you still building up that endurance, building up that strength to get you home. And so we have programs that are very easily used like that, where a nursing home is pretty much that. You're there for long term with skilled needs and price, and price.
Yeah. Well, when you say skilled needs, like give an example of what that would be.
I guess the easiest way to talk about skilled needs is like a true nursing need, to where you need around the clock skilled assistance. Nursing. Okay. Yes, around the clock, where you're having, whether it's a feeding tube, wound care for significant wounds, things like that, where it truly is that need.
Gotcha. So assisted living is almost like a dorm.
Actually, it's funny you say that, but yes, in a way, it's a dorm for senior adults. Yeah. And we give you a move-in checklist, and people have a lot of fun shopping for it because actually they make their apartment their own space. Mm-hmm. We encourage them to bring in their own furniture, set it up as you would want to decorate. We'll hang curtain rods and panels for you, and we want you to feel comfortable. It is your space, and that's another big differentiator from a skilled setting. It's very clinical. You might be sharing a room separated, two beds separated by a curtain. And in our setting, this is your space where you're going to decorate how you want to set it up and make it personalized.
Mm-hmm. In the dorm, so there's a lot of activities and stuff. So, reading the brochure, there's a lot of things that go on, from religious to shopping.
Creative shopping. As a newer community, being only 4 years old, we're continuing to evolve. And as we fill the building with different interests for different residents, we do everything from wood carving on premises and off premises. Wow. Because we're out east, we can take our residents just a hop, skip, and a jump to a winery or the lavender fields. And yes, we will do shopping. We're hitting all the great stores that the residents love to do, from Dollar Tree to Uncle Giuseppe's to Marshalls and Kohl's. But we will hit, whatever the interest is, we take them out to musical events.
I was just going to say, and like for the holidays, we go into Radio City. We take our residents into Radio City to see the spectacular in there. And, we really try to continue to maintain all the independence and all the things that they've done that are tradition for them, and that's really important for us to uphold that tradition that they've always had as families. And that's something that people that are looking for assisted living, when you're looking at, that generation, that sandwich generation that we talk about so much now, right? That's what we look at, maintaining, all the traditions that you've had as a family, that you're still able to share with both generations. It really is.
Yeah. That's wonderful. No, that's good. Again, people have, this, but people, I don't want to say negative, but they just really don't know what it's all about. And I think, I've been to a few facilities, so, whether seeing clients or just going for visits as a financial advisor. So it's just amazing. And I think if people went in, I think they would understand a little bit more, about what it's all about, and that it doesn't have to be, a bad thing or, a thing that we're going to avoid. It could be something that could be very enhancement to our life.
Right, to live big again, to blossom again. Yeah, for sure.
So, of course, we're getting to the break. So it's very quickly, but you're listening to the Financial Chick Show. This is Denise Nostrom. My company is Diversified Financial Solutions. I look for help when you feel. I help you look for financial solutions when you feel like there are none. It's been a long week. Feel free to contact me at 631-758-8691. We'll be back with the ladies from the Bristol. Stay tuned. We're talking all about the Bristol today and how, whether for yourself, for a parent, or just someone, a neighbor that you know that may be in need of assisted living, and to dispel some of the myths that you may have heard of, and see that it's a really, really good option for people as we age. And we know that the population is getting older, so this is going to become more prevalent, as we go. But we were talking before the break about assisted living kind of being like a dorm. I mean, I have a daughter, actually just started college. She's 18. So she's living in a dorm. So, assisted living at the Bristol is kind of similar to that. And Karen, you were talking about how, keeping the family unit together and doing the holidays and stuff. So you were talking, Jen, a little bit about what you can do. Like families can come, and tell us a little bit about that. So it's not like a separation. It's more of a community.
Absolutely. I think what is important for people to realize is that a move to assisted living doesn't mean you lose your connections to your home life, your family traditions. So our residents are free to come and go anytime that they would like. Their family and friends are welcome anytime. In fact, we are currently in the midst of planning our Thanksgiving family gathering, which will be right before Thanksgiving. And it is a way to welcome our Bristol extended family members into the community. And our residents love welcoming their loved ones. There is a sense of pride that they can come to their Bristol home. The biggest compliment we could ever get from a resident is when they call home the Bristol.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so
nice.
That's wonderful for them to maintain.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I guess getting into, or making that adjustment. So people, we always talk about cost. So how do you pay for assisted living? And isn't it so expensive, or what does that look like?
I think the way that we try to break it down a little bit is that, and the Bristol has a great tool that we use with our families, is that it's a cost comparison sheet, and Jen uses it a lot, when she's working with a family, because finances are important. Mm-hmm. A lot of the people that we work with, they do have long-term care insurance. Mm-hmm. The Bristol offers so many nice discounts for first responders, and veterans and things along that line.
That's great.
And their spouses as well.
Yeah, and their spouses, and even Grumman employees, such a Long Island based,
okay.
So we do.
I did not know that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, we try to do a lot with that. But the cost comparison really, and I'll let Jen kind of talk about it because she works directly with the families with that. Mm-hmm. It really does break down like your monthly, what it does to maintain a house versus when you're in a Bristol.
And what people typically, yes, I think the misconception is that, oh gosh, it's so expensive, we could never afford it. Yeah. And then when we really go through line item by line item and they realize, oh wait, this expense is going away and that's going away. And really when you look at it all, the utilities are included. You don't have to go grocery shopping anymore. We're providing 3 meals a day.
Which is,
we're
that's
going to clean your apartment and we're going to do your laundry for you.
Oh my God, I'm moving in. No,
yeah. Listen, you're a little young, but don't you worry. The Bristol is going to be here.
It'll be there for me.
Yes. But then the family members really do realize, and I'm sure with your experience as an advisor and families being so worried about stretching their finances for longevity, this is where we help the families to realize that actually, when you take a look at this, whether or not you have a long-term care policy or a pension plus your Social Security and the wonderful discounts that we can extend to our first responders and their spouses, as well as veterans and their surviving spouses, is something that we are really proud to offer. And people then realize, wow, we're going to get so much for it, and either have a savings because now we're not going to pay privately for someone to have help in the home, and get my loved one the care and support that they need and the stimulation and a better quality of life.
That's the beauty of it. It's really just being with people, especially someone that's home alone. deteriorates their health too, because they don't have that interaction.
Yes.
They're not playing bingo. They're not, having a conversation with people. So it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
One of the nicest things that we get to see is when someone goes from that, when they're living alone, in their home, and they move into a community setting. One of the nicest things we get to see is as they build up their routine, they actually, the families will say to us, "Oh my gosh, she seems so much better right now." And it's because there is socialization, there is structure, there is routine, and we all need that in our life.
Absolutely.
And so that's one of the nicest things that we get to really see, is people like bounce back, into life.
Yeah.
And it really is a great feeling to know that we can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
see their true
that
selves.
is good. So, and we go through this with everything, sometimes cost, it's always the biggest thing. How expensive is expensive? But like when you do break it down, sometimes it really, you get what you pay for, number one. But number two, think of like the less stress that you have, the real estate taxes, that all of these different things, you're kind of funneling it down to just a few items as opposed to a laundry list. So
Yeah.
that's
And
a
it's
really
little
positive
things
thing.
like snow removal. Or
who wants to do that?
Yeah, but it's like all those kinds of things that you don't think about that we all just kind of do every day, or each season, So it's that kind of stuff that always gets, that we add up. So it's good.
It's true. As you get older, you want a simpler life. You want to get rid of all the riffraff and be with people. And
Exactly.
That's a cool thing. I love it. So, why does it seem like there are so many assisted living communities in Suffolk County? Why is that? We see them all over the place popping up.
Yeah, there is a great demand for it.
There you go.
Like you said earlier, people are living longer, and our oldest resident right now is 102 years old.
Wow,
And
really?
Yeah, and living a beautiful life, and we are so grateful to be a part of that, to allow her to live comfortably and have great quality of life, and give her family members a peace of mind that
so
she's
good.
supported. But I think also you look at the baby boomers who are now approaching the ages where maybe they've been living a wonderful life in a 55 and older community because they wanted that simpler lifestyle, maybe some less maintenance. And now things are changing, and you've got the younger generation coming and moving into those communities. And we can offer the simpler lifestyle with their peers, and we can offer them that same quality of life, but also provide the care aspect of things when they need it. And it doesn't have to be upon moving, but aging in place is really huge. And so they can come in very independent and have those simpler things provided for them: the housekeeping, the meals, the laundry service. But then as they age, maybe they need help with walking. Maybe they need a wheelchair escort or medication management. And the list goes on and on. But our goal is that the Bristal can be their forever home at that point.
So how is that structured? Like, is there different buildings, or is it within one building where people...
All in one building.
All in one building,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
And so like, let's say, God forbid, someone dementia or Alzheimer's type of thing. So like they would be in a different location, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, for that example, yes, we do have a memory neighborhood called Reflections.
Okay.
It functions independently, but under the same roof. But it is a secured memory neighborhood for those living with memory loss. So it is designed specifically for that population. And what's nice is that some people will start on the assisted living side of the community. And as the disease progresses, maybe they need a smaller, more intimate setting where there's more eyes on them. So they'll just make a transition over to Reflections. It works very nicely for the resident. They know us already.
Right.
The family loves it because they're not uprooting their loved one, and that change can be very detrimental to them. So it does work very nicely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
Good. So, I guess how do you, the big question, how do you convince someone that they need to move, or how do you convince a parent and let them know that it's not safe for them to be at home anymore? I don't even know if there's an answer to that, but try your best.
I will say this. I think the thing that we do and is that we make a connection. Mm-hmm. We make a connection with our families. We make a connection with potential residents. And I think it's about building trust. Yeah. And I think that nobody, and I think the other thing that we try to do, we don't talk long term, right? No one wants to know if they're going to have to sell their house that they've lived in for 60, 70 years. So we don't need to talk about that. We just need to talk about staying safe. And that's really what the focus is.
No, that's smart. Absolutely. Because it's a big change. It's uprooting. Well, before we're running out of time, if people need to reach out to you, you want to give your information, please?
Feel free to give us a call at 631-439-8503. And 8503, and that is direct to the Bristal at Mount Sinai. You could ask for myself, Jennifer Rubino, or Karen Caroppoli.
Wonderful. And you give tours?
We sure do.
All right.
Absolutely.
So reach out to them, check it out. If it's something that you're looking for, please do. And thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you so much.
Take care. You're very welcome.
Thank you again.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.